Is it working? Alright, it's working. Hey, what's up? It's Johnny here, and I am quickly going to, before I head out to lunch, it's a beautiful, well, it's a foggy day, as you can see here in Canary Wharf. Look at that. Crazy stuff. Before I head out, okay, I've just done my first block of deep work in this amazing, on this amazing day, and I wanted to share what I'm doing, and maybe it can help you, basically to get results faster in whatever it is that you're doing. This concept can be applied to pretty much anything, and it's using something called PG plans to achieve the results you want quicker. And I'm going to relate this to what I'm doing in my business, and hopefully it can help you doing something. Now, I'll reveal what PG plans means in about 30 seconds when you keep watching after you hit like to watch the rest of this video. But this is something I've used to achieve certain things in the past, and it really helps to get clarity on what it is that you're trying to do, and just gets you to achieve the thing faster. Because a lot of the times, what most people do, and what we may do, and what I've done in the past, is you have a specific big goal that you want to achieve, and it's like you want to achieve this goal by the end of the year, and that may be an income goal, but that's really not enough to get there, because you have to use something called a PG plan in order to achieve that income goal. Let's say your income goal is only $100,000 by the end of this year in income. It's like it's you can say that's what you want to make. You can get really hyped up and excited about it, but how are you actually going to do that? So I don't typically like to set income goals, because income goals are a result of doing something, right? And the income is like the result of that. So I like to, the goal I like to set is the thing that I need to do that's going to achieve that. And I break it down into something called a phase growth plan. And it's not really a new concept. It's the kind of things that I used within planning, project management, big businesses. But I kind of just came up with my own version of it. And it's like I break everything down into phases. And if we just look at how a year is structured in 4 quarters, 12 months. Hey Raheem, what's up? If you break it down into a simple 4-phase growth plan of how you're going to achieve that thing at the end of the year, and reverse engineer the thing you need to do, what you're going to find is that in order to get to the end result of let's say your goal is $100,000. Well, I've already said that I don't like to focus on income goals. I focus on the goal, that the thing that needs to be achieved to get that $100,000. So what that thing is, maybe that's going to be 100 sales at $1,000 each for the service I'm selling. So I'll have to break that down into a PG plan, a phase growth plan, and I'm going to spread that out over 4 quarters. Okay. Now I'll typically reverse engineer that. Okay, what's the ideal outcome at the end of the 4-phase growth plan that's going to get me those 1,000 sales at $1,000 each? The ideal outcome would be acquiring the final batch of customers/clients with paid advertising. Okay, now to get the capital for that paid advertising, right, I would have to focus on the phase before that, on building up that capital. This is, let's say I'm starting from scratch, right? Building up that capital. But how would I get that capital? Well, I have to look at the phase before that and the phase before that, which would start at, and I'm assuming, we're starting with like basically 0. So that means basically the first phase would be for the first quarter of the year. We're in March now. We're almost at the end of Q1, which is crazy. Like, we're on week 9 of the year already. Okay, and I'm guessing most of you have not achieved the things that you set at the start of the year. Most people break their their New Year's resolutions on like the second or third day. That's how I mean, I've done it before. That's how it normally is with most people. So what do you need to work on in the first quarter that's going to get you to the second phase in Q2, right? So Q1 may be, I'm only focusing on a free organic strategy that's not involving much capital outlay. So I'm going to have to put in more time and energy, sweat equity, because you're going to be paying with time or money. I'm doing stuff that's going to involve my time because it's more organic. So maybe that will involve me making more live Facebook videos every day just to build up the brand, to get the more awareness out there. Now, once the sales start coming in, this is just a hypothetical situation, right? And this can be applied to anything. I've decided, for example, in Q1, I'm only going to be focusing on organic, free marketing strategies, okay? That may result in $10,000 in sales, right? So now, in Q1, I've accumulated $10,000, okay? So that's now going to contribute to the PG plan, the phase growth plan, for the second phase in quarter 2, April, May, June. So at the start of Q2, I'll now allocate that $10,000 to Q2. So now I won't be doing only free strategies. I'll maybe allocate half of that into paid strategies while continuing the free strategy. So now in Q2, I've now used what happened in Q1 and Q2, the second phase growth part of the phase growth plan, and I'll be having a slightly different strategy than I had in the first phase, right? And that may result in now, to finish the second phase, Q2, at maybe $30,000. So now I'm at $40,000 total, and I'm at halfway through the point. So now I've got a little bit more money to play with. Now I can start planning for the third phase, which is going to start, now we start hitting that snowball effect, right? In the third phase, I'm going to be operating slightly different. Maybe now I'm going to change my operating environment using that capital I've got to have more execution. I'm going to hire a team possibly, and I'm going to be able to now get to phase 4, which is the goal of, let's say, $100,000, way easier. And that means in the final phase, it's going to be 100% paid advertising with the free marketing that we've already built up since January that has snowballed. And at the end of that year, now you've got you've built that business to that goal. And then it's like, obviously, what did you have to do to get there? That's by providing a great service that gives value, because now the customer testimonials and reviews are going to snowball. When we get into the next year, things will just go, hockey stick / J curve, and the results in the second year will be like 5 times more than the first, because we're doing internet marketing, digital marketing. We're more into scaling fast, growth hacking. This is kind of how I like to see my business and my life as well. And I kind of plan my life like this too. And I plan my life around the phase growth plans of my business. So it's like, this is the plan for this year for my business from a high level, not specifically what I've just mentioned. This is just an example. I'm just sharing this with you and hope you can get something from it. Maybe just one person, it will help one person. And I like to do these daily videos every day now, like as I take a little break midday before I get back to working on things. It's like I like to share what I'm doing, like what's going through my mind, because I just want to help like one person at least every day to like get some insight. Because I learn a lot just by listening to other cool people. Like by saying other cool people, it's like implying that I'm cool too, which I think I kind of am. That's how I kind of learn, by just hearing what other people do. Anyone who just joined, watch the replay recording once we finish. By the way, this shirt, it says Make Bank. It's from ClickBank. I got it from ClickBank from a guy called Tom, who is one of the senior guys at ClickBank. I met him at this mastermind event, and I use ClickBank as well to host as an affiliate and to host my own digital products too, which is one of the best platforms. But anyway, to summarize, break your business down into a 4-part phase growth plan, and then structure your life around how to live to operate in that phase growth plan, so it's easy to execute. Because like, let's say the first phase was, I just mentioned, I'm going to be doing organic free methods. That's going to involve more of my time and sweat, because let's say I'm starting a new business with zero capital outlay. So I'm going to have to, or maybe, a little bit, but let's say we haven't got money for paid ads. The strategy is to do more organic stuff. I need to optimize my life around being able to do that, versus in phase 4, when I can just spend more on paid advertising, and I'm going to be more like in the trenches, reading the paid ad data and optimizing and scaling those campaigns, versus the first part where I was doing more free and organic strategies. And I might have to optimize my life through each phase. So phase 1 and 2, my life, like even now, so my life now, we're in phase 1 of this year. I live here, 5 minutes walk from my office, because I am optimizing my day around the main thing, which is my mission and vision and my purpose in life, which is to grow my business this year to a specific level, to be able to then put money into my charity, to create innovative ideas to help poverty, right? And it all has to fit around these goals. Jim Rohn, this amazing personal development, self-help guy, I don't know what to call him, if he's a guru or mentor, just search him on YouTube, Jim Rohn, Jimrohn. He talks about this. It's like your goals basically determine how you act every minute of the day. The way you act, things you say, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you dress, the way you treat others is all determined by what your goal is. Because if your goal is like the way I do everything now is all like, I'm making this video because it fits in with what my goals are. Part of those goals are to provide value to my market, and just to people watching this in general, who are friends on my Facebook, right? The way I look, the way I dress, it's determined by my goals. The way I eat is determined by my goals in my fitness goals, right? And if you don't have any goals, or you're just kind of just drifting by life doing nothing, and before you know it, you're old. You look back. Like this morning, I was kind of like, I went for my morning run at like 6 a.m. By the water here. It's beautiful, the River Thames. It's like a foggy day. It's crazy. Like you couldn't even see the water. It's ridiculous. It was amazing. And I was like just looking at this security guard that was working, and I was thinking, man, like I wonder how, the thing is, like, everyone, whatever job you have, just do it to the best of your ability. If you're a security guard, be happy about it, be friendly to everyone you talk to, and do the job to the best of your ability. But he looked like he was just really upset and sad to be standing there, probably wondering if there's another way in life to do things. And there is. A lot of people do not realize there are. But it's like, it's not my position to say you should have a job or you should start a business, because there's different types of people in the world, right? I'm not made for a job, because I have huge potential in me, and I'm always trying to achieve the next thing. But we're kind of going off topic here. But even if I was, if you like the guy, I used to work in McDonald's, Tesco. It's like, do the best job you can in the thing that you're currently doing, but know it's leading to the next phase of what it's like when you go to school, you're there because the next phase is to go to university, and the next phase after that is maybe to do a master's and then get those qualifications to go and work in the field that you want to work in. But everything you do, it kind of always revolves around a phase growth plan to get to that end goal. But if you don't have operate like this in phases, then you're kind of just on this flat line, which is actually going down, and you kind of just don't have I need to have clarity, like every day when I wake up. Like I need to know exactly what I'm doing. I plan tomorrow today. I plan like this, like my notebook here. right? I plan it every night. I plan the next day in hour. Every single hour, I know exactly what I'm doing, which means, you know, lunch is at 1, which is in 3 minutes. You know, I need to regiment my day, and this is on the micro level because I can't reach the macro goals if I don't micro it down and literally plan. You know, we talked about the phase growth plan, the PG plan, but when you just keep narrowing it micro, you know, getting super granular, it comes down to how you actually operate every 30 minutes of the day, and that equates up and snowballs into the first phase, second phase. You know, this phase growth plan can also be spread out over like a 10-year period, and it's kind of how it's like when this, you know, like there's a new development, and like if you think about your business and your life like this in a PG plan type way, you'll just be like, you can see how you're gonna evolve over like a 5-year period and get the things that you want. There's this development close by. It's called Wood Wharf in Canary Wharf. It's this new development, and they're building a whole development of houses, apartments, right? That's where I live, and you know, they've got like 2 apartments ready, and some of the others are still being built. It's like this. It's a new affluent area. It's amazing, but they obviously had a phase growth plan, but kind of because of COVID, things kind of slowed down. But they didn't just, you know, say we're going to build this development of houses and then just see what happens, right? It's like this is going to take about 3 years. And then we have phases of when each phase is going to be complete, right? So if you look at just how buildings are made, they operate like, or architecture, like they operate in phases, right? So operate your business like that and your life like in phases. Break down the big goal into phases, and each phase contributes to the next phase, if that makes sense. Okay, so hope this helped someone. Comment if you enjoyed this video. It'd be good to see. And actually, when you like and comment, it helps others to see it based on the algorithm. I'm making these videos every day just to share information and my journey onto the next stage of where I'm going. And soon I'm gonna get a better camera soon because I'm using the webcam on my laptop, and it's good, but every time I do it, it goes blurry for some reason. So yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. It's 1 o'clock. I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys soon.